Lenon Ford.
Taking it up a couple of pounds, we are now in the welterweight division. Lenon Ford, who is 1-0, is making his way into the Tuff-N-Uff cage. And I'll tell you what, John, the great thing about amateur fighters is the fans that they bring with them are not casual fans that are just coming to watch a Tuff-N-Uff fight. These guys are dedicated fans, and even now, we're sitting here in this South Point Arena, and I'm looking around the room. Very nice crowd already here, second fight on the card.
Yeah, it's impressive. Friends and family are dialed in.
You bet.
And obviously, as we see Lenon Ford come in here, 10th Planet Riverside, how many times have we seen them bring a crew from California?
So many times. They travel so well. They're such a tight-knit crew. And, I mean, if you could just speak on what it means to have a fight camp like that is so tightly molded together.
Yeah, we talked about, the great camps in Vegas, obviously 10th Planet Riverside in California, the Eddie Bravo system, but they've got striking as well. They've got the full thing. But having the camp travel, I think that really helps the comfort level. They've come to the Tuff-N-Uff arena several times. They know what it's like to make this journey. It's a comfortable feel for you. So much of fighting is mental as well as physical.
Sure.
It's being in the right place, feeling focused and determined and comfortable where you are, and that's something that they can do. We see Zulu Ford here. He's been training about a year and a half in mixed martial arts. He had an impressive debut. I really like what he said about his favorite fighter is George St. Pierre. A lot of people like George St. Pierre, but the reason why, he dominates and executes and imposes his will all while remaining fluid. I think that's a great way to look at it. Lenon Zulu Ford likes that fluid. He even describes his fighting style as water, like water,
nice.
like the
Very
Bruce
good.
Lee. So really kind of the next generation of mixed martial arts at just 20 years old. I'm impressed by what I've seen by Lenon Ford in just one fight.
So far, a perfect record. Let's see if he can maintain that tonight when he faces David Flores in the red corner.
And now the red corner, David Flores.
Now, David Flores actually making his debut tonight, training with Team Felony and Pitbull Jiu-Jitsu, also out of California. A moment where, what would you call it, a pivotal moment when somebody's making their debut in their amateur career? I mean, I would imagine the nerves are really going for these fighters.
I think so. Dave, I used to train actively. I don't anymore, but I never had that desire to fight. I knew that there was no way I was going to get punched in the mouth. So I think to take it to that next level, yeah, you've been in the gym, you've sparred, you've had some smokers, whatever the case may be, but to take it to this level and say, I'm going to go out, I'm going to get in front of that crowd, and we're going to do this thing for real with a guy on the other side of the cage that isn't my training partner, isn't my friend.
Pads are off.
Yeah, he's not trying
shin
to help
on
me
shin
learn.
all of a sudden, yeah.
David Flores is just 18 years old. You can't say enough about the youngsters who have been training for 2.5 years. Says he's been training 6 days a week at 18 years old. I just love seeing the future. Says he looks up to fighters like Anderson Silva, Boss Rutten, so you know he's coming in to be exciting. I like it. He's got the little swag with the hair there, a little Jamie Yeager thing going.
Yeah. Well, there's something to be said about these young kids that are 18 years old now. I mean, if you think that the UFC has been really popular for the past 10, 11 years, well, he was a child when the UFC came onto the scene. And so to think that he's been a fan and been able to develop these skills for a number of years now, at 18 years old, he can be a very proficient mixed martial artist. How proficient, we're about to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight of the evening is in the welterweight division. Introducing first in the blue corner with 1 win and no losses, fighting out of 10th Planet Riverside, California, Lenon Zulu Ford. Standing across the cage in the red corner, making his MMA debut tonight, fighting out of Team Felony and Pitbull Jiu-Jitsu, Escondido, California, he is David Flores. Referee in charge of the action is Ryan Tackett.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? If you're going to touch gloves, hook them up now. Go to your corner. Let's do this.
Some intensity in that stare down, right?
This looks like it could be fun.
David Flores, yeah, wearing the black trunks. Zulu Ford is wearing the blue trunks.
You ready?
Both tall for welterweights at 6 foot.
Especially at the amateur level. To see that they've already, they're in fine physical condition. Nice lead left there.
Yep. Outside leg kick there from Flores. Ford coming in, punching hard, trying to connect.
Working the body as well, not just head hunting, but Flores very comfortable in there.
Yeah, taking some shots. Nice inside leg kick. Eats another one there from Ford.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take too many more of those jabs. Working the body as well. Now shoots in. Oh,
Flores on his back.
Slam.
Wow. Nice slam there from Lenon Zulu Ford. Zulu in top position, but you can see Flores immediately going to his jiu-jitsu there. Looks like he's got a pretty flexible guard.
Yeah, you can see Ford trying to keep that left leg from creeping up on his shoulder. Even though he's in top position, he's not getting to do a whole lot with it right now because Flores is so active with his legs.
And again, we mentioned how tall Flores is, 6 foot at 170 pounds. Very tall, lanky guy, and it looks like he's able to put that to use. Ford right now trying to connect, use that leverage. Couple are sneaking through.
Yeah, nothing with terrible power, but there comes some nice hammer fists, but racking up points with the judges for sure. Being on top, scoring a few little punches here and there.
And bear in mind, these rounds are very short at 2 minutes apiece, so we only have 50 seconds left here in this opening round. If this fight does go to the ground, or any of the fights tonight, you really have to work fast.
Yeah, you don't have the time in a 5-minute or even in the old school days when it was just unlimited time.
Yeah, just keep going.
Just keep going. You've got to set things up quickly. You see the legs again very high for David Flores. He's looking to attack. Lenon Ford Jr. doing a good job of defending right now, keeping those from setting up an armbar, triangle choke from the bottom.
Yeah, and Ford is doing a nice job of sneaking some of those punches through as well. Again, Ford in the top position right now wearing the blue trunks. David Flores on the bottom wearing the black. Those legs are creeping up a bit. Up kick there.
Lenon Ford Jr. has to back away. Final 10 seconds.
The very first round of his young amateur career, David Flores eating a couple of shots as we go to the bell. And we are headed to round number 2. David Flores took some serious shots in that round. And even now, they open the cage, and he looks a little bit dazed, but still very composed.
Yeah, I think so. I think David Flores, showed himself well being underneath. He showed that he was very active underneath, looked for some submissions, but definitely gave away the round to Lenon Ford Jr. by being on his back. So
sure.
I think, the adjustments coming into round 2, obviously if David Flores is going to be on his back, certainly he'll want to avoid one of those big slams, but he's got to either decide to get back up or do something quick. You can't hand away rounds like that.
Yeah, and it seemed like Zulu Ford definitely had I wouldn't say a strength advantage on the ground, but was very proficient in the top position, was able to sneak enough punches through where they did do damage on David Flores. So if this fight does go back to the ground, if that's where Zulu Ford wants to take it again, which I certainly wouldn't think is a bad idea for him, it seemed to be a good spot for him. So David Flores, in my opinion, going to want to keep this standing, at least initially. Or
yeah, and avoid that lead left. Obviously, Lenon Ford Jr. was doing a good job landing that lead left.
Lenon Ford, blue trunks. David Flores, black trunks. Second round. 2 minutes on the clock. Here we go again.
Southpaw for Flores, kind of pawing that jab out there. Ford wants to fight on.
Flores with a nice outside leg kick. Ford answers. Ford again looking for that takedown. Wow. Gets it. Big slam.
Another big, powerful slam. Great work from Lenon Ford. You can see the neck is wrapped right now by David Flores. Not going to be able to finish from that position. Really just trying to control the head of his opponent, prevent him from doing any damage.
Flores again showing his flexibility. However, this is definitely a good position for Lenon Ford. If he can break free and start to rain down some punches, his head is now out.
Yeah, Flores looked briefly like he was going to be able to trap the left arm, was not able to do so. So again, Flores looks comfortable underneath. He's not taking a ton of damage in this position, but Lenon Ford obviously is the one scoring all the points by being on top. Wrist control there by Flores. You can see trying to, Lenon Ford felt it and backed away. He had control of the wrist, and so obviously that's a dangerous position for Lenon Ford because Flores can set up the armbar at that point. That's why he had to back away.
Ford with a nice body shot. Flores coming in, throwing some kicks. Not a lot of punches from David Flores. His kicks are pretty solid in their landing, but Ford is the one connecting with his hands. Nice knee there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Wow.
Stunned him for just a moment. Now Flores, he has the neck. He had the back for a moment and was going for the neck, but nice job by Ford. Ends up in top position again.
Yeah, it looked like that knee might have caught the chin a little bit, which is illegal in amateur mixed martial arts. Trying to attack it, didn't see it. Perhaps it just hit the body, but
either way, it did appear to stun him for just a moment.
It definitely stunned him, but Ford did a good job of remaining aware and shucking off that choke attempt.
Final 5 seconds, round number 2. Looks like this round is going to be finished with Zulu Ford in top position as well. Boy, that certainly changed the course of the round, in my opinion. Do you think that Zulu Ford still did enough there to win it?
I don't, and I tell you what, Dave, I mean, that was probably the most meaningful attack of the round. It did seem like that knee stunned him, and he did briefly have the choke attempt, but he wound up in bottom position. So to me, Lenon Ford Jr. was still controlling the majority of the action throughout. I've got Lenon Ford up 2 rounds to none, but I would not be surprised if a judge or two did lean towards Flores, because, again, that knee and that choke attempt was really the most significant offense of the round.
And if you could, I mean, we only have a few seconds here, but explain how that works from a judge's perspective. I mean, one move can really change the course and scoring of an entire round.
Yeah, it really can, especially if it's close to finishing the fight. I don't think this one was close enough to make a difference, especially when you had the early takedown that we're watching on the replay here. Lenon Ford just spent so much time in top position. Now, had David Flores visibly rocked Lenon Ford, maybe he could have stolen it. I don't think he did, unfortunately.
2 more minutes to go. 3rd and final round here at Tuff-N-Uff. Again, this fight is happening in the 170-pound welterweight division. Zulu Ford in the blue trunks, David Flores in the black trunks. On our unofficial scorecard, Zulu Ford up 2 rounds to none. David Flores coming out much more aggressive this time, throwing the hands a little bit. Zulu Ford does a nice job of tying him up, tries to get up a punch of his own, but Flores, boy, coming in fast.
I like to see it. Flores opening up, not leaving himself open for counters as well, though. You see Ford coming back, some nice hooks inside.
Yeah, and Ford connected on a couple of those too. David Flores looks stunned, but Flores doing a nice job coming in, throwing a lot of punches of his own. Punches and punches.
Ford covering up, might be in trouble here.
Mouthpiece is out. Flores just lighting him up right now, and again, big takedown from Zulu Ford, ends up in top position. It looks like it was the mouthpiece of Zulu Ford that came out.
Yeah, gutsy effort there by Lenon Ford. This would be a good time to call for a stop. Yeah, and that's Tackett is going to call for a break to get the mouthpiece back in. Now, he's going to restart in the same position, but we just want to get the mouthpiece back in.
Clock stops at 1 minute and 12 seconds. That is all the time left in this fight.
I like the sense of urgency from David Flores to start the 3rd round.
You see right there, they're giving each other props for a good start to round number 3. Overall, very entertaining fight, but David Flores came out like a bat out of hell, ready to put a hurting on Zulu Ford. And Zulu Ford did a nice job of covering up and then unleashing punches of his own. Again, like I said, 1 minute and 11 seconds now left on the clock in this fight. Let's see what happens. David Flores has got that leg up high.
Interesting here with the right arm trapped there. He's going to sit up into an omoplata. You can see Lenon Ford's right shoulder is in danger right now. He's trying to keep that arm in tight to defend. Now he's going to switch to the triangle choke. Excellent transition by David Flores.
About 45 seconds remaining in this fight. David Flores in a good position here. Will it be enough to put away Zulu Ford, though? Zulu looks like he's hanging in there just fine. He's eating some punches. Every single one of those punches that he takes gives Flores an opportunity to tighten up that triangle.
Yeah, you can see right now Lenon Ford Jr. is able to push down with his right arm, which is keeping the right side of his neck open, which is why the triangle choke is not working. Now you can see Flores working underneath, trying to cinch it up. He needs to squeeze tight and pull the arm across.
About 15 seconds left in this fight. Flores trying hard to get this done. Ford appears to be sticking in there, though.
Yeah, Ford doing a great job of defending. Maybe try back for the omoplata again. Final seconds here. Excellent 3rd round.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about with these 18-year-old fighters. You know, he says he's been in the gym training 6 days a week. And at 18 years old, to be able to transition from an omoplata to a triangle like that so seamlessly, it's just not the sort of thing that you would have seen on the highest professional level even 5, 6 years ago.
No, that was gorgeous. I like, David Flores, I thought was a little complacent in the 1st round. Now you got something interesting. Round 3 definitely went to David Flores.
Sure.
He came out aggressive, did some good work on the feet. Obviously, the grappling was his favorite. Round 2, I still think it was Lenon Ford. I think Lenon Ford walked away with this decision, but don't be surprised if you see Flores steal a card or 2 because of the effort he had in the 2nd round. But I think it's great to see somebody, as we watch a replay of the action, who may have been down 2 rounds to none and came out and just absolutely went for it in round 3. Lenon Ford got a little bit of a break here with the mouthpiece coming out. He did get a little bit of a break to clear out the cobwebs. I think he was okay anyway. He was briefly wobbled, but he did get that time out right here and was able to fully recover. And you can see Ford is a little bit exhausted over there and covered in some stuff.
Well, and you see that David Flores appears to be pretty confident in how the fight went for him. He's put his hand up in the air right now and seems to be confident that he actually was able to pull out this decision, and we talked about that earlier. I mean, the first round, it seemed like it was all Zulu Ford, but then round number 2, very close with that big knee and the taking of the neck. Will that be enough with that impressive third round from David Flores to sway it in the favor of him? We'll find out here in just a minute, but like you mentioned, Zulu Ford having a bit of a go right now. I'm trying to talk around the fact that he's getting sick.
Yeah, you never want to be the guy with your head in the bag.
Yeah.
But these things happen in MMA, Dave.
Do they?
Well, the other thing that's going to make you feel worse is he goes out there and loses the decision.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can at least walk away with the victory. I've got him up 2-1 on my card. David Flores takes round 4 because he's not puking, though. That's what you call a moral victory. You say, well, at least you're not puking, bro.
Yeah, at least there's that. For all you at home sitting there going, 2-minute rounds, I can do that, that's easy. No, you can't.
Tells you a little something about the effort. I mean, you look at Lenon Ford, I mean, he's obviously in great physical condition. And after going 6 minutes, he's puking. No other way to put it.
All right, looks like Lenon Ford is back on his feet. Justin Bernard ready with the official fight announcement. Yeah, all right, here we go. After 3 rounds, we are going to the judges' scorecard.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we have your winner by unanimous decision, the blue corner, Lenon Zulu Ford.
Lenon Ford gets the big nod at 170 pounds. Next, we're jumping down to the bantamweights at 135. We're coming right back for more Tuff-N-Uff.